So today we're diving into this really powerful idea from our source material, how just one simple intentional practice first thing in the morning can completely change the feel of your day, taking it from, anxious and chaotic to something much more peaceful and centered.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Your morning, when that alarm goes off, what's the very next thing that happens? Is it just a mad dash fueled by notifications and a to-do list that's already a mile long? Or is there like a moment of quiet intention before the world comes rushing in? I think most of us know that feeling all too well. The alarm, the immediate grab for the phone, and bam, just like that, you're already behind, reacting to everybody else's needs.
And this slide, it just lays out the two different paths so clearly. On one side, you have that day walked alone. It feels frantic, reactive, like you're always just trying to catch your breath. But on the other side, a day walked with covering, that feels grounded, purposeful. It's not that the challenges go away, but your whole foundation is different, right? Because you're not trying to carry that entire burden all by yourself.
And gosh, isn't that just the truth for so many of us? We jump straight onto the treadmill of the day's demands. We're carrying yesterday's worries, today's pressures, and we haven't even had a moment to just find our footing. The world sets the pace, and we're just running to keep up. But what if there's another way? What if we could make a really fundamental shift in that very first moment? A deliberate pause before the day really begins.
The whole idea we're talking about is built on this promise right here. It's about inviting a higher power to actually go ahead of you, to prepare the way. It's kind of like, picture a parent guiding a small child. They're not pushing from behind, they're out in front, holding their hand, confidently leading the way forward.
And this question, this one really gets to the heart of it all. We all make our plans, right? We have our calendars, our goals, our schedules all mapped out. But the sources are asking us to stop and think about who's ultimately directing our path. Is it just our own frantic energy, or is it something greater?
Now, what's so powerful here is that this isn't about not planning your day. It's about where your direction really comes from. We can have our intentions, for sure, but this suggests the actual path is laid out best when we surrender that plan to a divine guide. And that's the big turning point, isn't it? From anxious self-reliance to kind of anchored trust. So how do we actually do this? Well, it all boils down to one simple act of surrender, acknowledging him before anything else gets a foothold.
And look, this doesn't have to be some complicated ritual or a long formal prayer. It's just a simple, heartfelt invitation. It's just pausing and saying, okay, before my agenda completely takes over, I want your agenda to lead. It's about giving God the very first word of your day. Okay, so here's what it looks like in practice. Step 1, and this might be the hardest one, resist that magnetic pull to check your phone. Instead, just pause. Then commit everything that's coming at you. The meetings, the errands, the tough conversations. Give it all to a higher power. Ask for guidance in every little thing. And finally, trust that the path is being directed, letting go of that need we all have to control every single outcome. This table just breaks down that internal shift so perfectly. When you're leaning on your own understanding, your foundation is built on, feelings that change all the time and this constant sense of urgency. The pace is rushed and the outcome is no surprise, anxiety. But when you trust, the foundation totally shifts to faith and surrender. The pace becomes steady, intentional, and that's why it leads to peace and clarity. This small, private act can have these huge results that ripple through your entire day. So the first promised outcome is renewed strength. And this isn't about some, magical zap of energy. It's about starting your day with a full tank before the world starts making withdrawals. You're tapping into a source of strength that's way beyond your own. And the benefits go way beyond just strength. This practice is said to bring you peace when things feel uncertain, clarity when you're confused, and a sense of alignment where your day just flows with a divine rhythm instead of a frantic one. The sources even describe it as a form of protection, closing the wrong doors and opening the right ones for you. And this is probably the most crucial point of all. While your circumstances might not magically change overnight, your ability to handle them absolutely does. The real transformation is internal. It equips you with the peace and the perspective you need to navigate whatever the day throws at you, because your focus has shifted from the storm to the anchor. Just one single moment, one simple prayer, like "Lord, lead me," before your feet even touch the floor. The sources suggest that that single act of surrender is enough to shift the entire tone and direction of your day. And at the end of the day, this is the goal.
This practice isn't about avoiding challenges because we know that's impossible. It's about setting an anchor for your soul. By setting the Lord before you at the very start of the day, you establish a firm foundation so that when the inevitable storms of life hit, you won't be shaken.
So we'll just leave you with this last thought to chew on. We spend so much time looking for life hacks and productivity tools to optimize our days, but what if the most powerful tool of all has been there the whole time? Waiting in those quiet moments right after you wake up. Maybe changing your day doesn't start with doing more, but with one simple act of surrender.